Is it going now? No. Okay, it is going now. We're all set. Okay, I'm going to move this stuff out of the way here, the stuff we're going to use. But I am going to score this. And my scoreboard has, let's see if I'm in shot. There we go. Has these markings up here, and with these little grooves that that's what all scoreboards have. But mine are marked, and they even have the names of the type of card. So the card that I'm going to make is called an A2 card. All right, so let me get this down here, and I'm going to put it up here, make sure it's in the corner well, and I'm just going to take my scoring tool and go like this, and oops, look what I did. Uh-oh. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that or not. I went off the grid a little bit, so that is yucky. Okay, anyway. So we are going to, now when you score it, a lot of times I like to fold it the opposite way, but because I made that goof, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to fold it this way so that the goof is on the out. And see if I can get this scored here. Okay, now you can barely see. Let's see if you can see it. It's on this side here. Barely see it right here. And so we'll just have to live with it. Now, that is going to be the card base. Now, if you will hang on just a minute, I realized I forgot to do something else, so hang on. Okay, I have this smaller piece of cardstock that we are going to use as a base. All right, and so I'm going to set this card base aside for a little bit, and I'm going to bring into you my embossing machine. I'm going to bring it on over here. Sorry if I'm out of shot, but that's just the way it is. I hope I didn't mess up the camera here. This is what you call an embossing machine, and I have these plates that they're very beat up looking, but that's what happens when you emboss, and they just get to look like that, and that's kind of a way of showing that they're well loved and well used. So this is the platform that you use, and you always have that down first, and you put one of these plates down here. Now I have, pardon me if my head gets in the way, I have these scraps of paper. I've told you before, I do not like scraps. Well, I should say, I don't like waste. And so I don't like to waste my scraps, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to put this piece of cardstock with these are dies. And this, by the way, is from the Sizzix framelit set that's called, oh shoot, what's it called? I don't know what it's called. Anyway, it's this floral die set. Has these cute little mason jars, and you have all these dies that you can go cut out and go with the mason jars. Okay, so let's get this done here. Pardon me if I'm in the way. I'm going to do more than one at a time because I've got the room, and that's the way it's going to go best. Okay, so now I thought I had another little. Here we go. This is another one I wanted to use. So these dies, by the way, I'm just going to show you with this. These dies have a top side and a back side. The back side is what is touching the paper. So you put this on your paper, and I'm going to put that down there. I've got this. I've got my platform, my cutting plate, my cardstock with my dies, and now we're going to put on the second plate. Now let's see if I can do this well. A lot of times I tape the dies down because sometimes they shift, and then you have, mistakes. Okay, so here we go. This is how you work the die machine. And you see these little bits of tape? That's a lot of times what I put on the dies so that they don't move. And I like to go slowly when you are putting the dies through the machine. You feel resistance once the roller that's here starts going over the die. So then you want to slow down a little bit so it has a little extra time to cut through. Now, what I like to do, and I learned this from a lady named Jennifer McGuire, who's an excellent and very popular card maker here on YouTube. So, flip it over, and I'm going to take the top plate off, and I see on this paper, see the mason jar cut very well. So that is good. I'm going to take that die off. But I don't know if you can tell, but on this one, oops, getting a shot. This one did not cut through as well as it should. So I'm going to have to do that again. But I'll put it to the side for right now. Let's look at these. See if they cut. I think they cut pretty well. Whoop. So when the die falls off, then you just put it aside. And, oh, whoa, I'm having a mess here. Okay, so this is sometimes tricky when you have to get them. And this cardstock is scrap cardstock. And it's a little on the stiff side. If I would have used a thinner cardstock scrap, it probably would have come off better, but this particular cardstock is pretty white, and some white cardstock is whiter than others. So I want to, since I have a white on white design in mind, I want to have it be as white as possible. Now, see these little guys? I'm gonna take my pokey tool and I am going to poke them out like this. Now, normally, sometimes they come out better than that, but I might have needed to do something that I'm going to show you in a minute when I fix the ones that didn't get cut overly well. So I'm going to set that aside for now, and let's do this one. This is a beautiful die set by Sizzix, like I said, and the designer of the set is Tim Holtz, and he's also a very popular designer in the card making world. A lot of people love his stuff. So, you know what? This is not coming out very easily. Okay, plan B. I have something else. And I'm going to move that out of the way. I hope I'm in shot here. Let me see. Yeah, okay. This is like a little styrofoam piece with this little pokey tool that goes around. If you can't get them out very easily, sometimes all you have to do is go like this. And a lot of times it will help the die cut come out more easily. Now, unfortunately, it's not happening that way with me, but you're just going to have to watch me struggle here. Unfortunately, this is not going to the plan that I wanted it to go to. Okay. Oh, boy. You're going to be bored silly, aren't you? Watching me struggle. Anybody know a good joke they can tell while we're waiting? Oh, I think, you know what? Okay, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to do this again. Now, this die is still stuck. And I don't know if you can tell, it's just not really right in the center. It's not cut well at all. So, and sometimes that happens. So we're going to try this. First of all, we're going to put the die upside down onto the first cutting plate. Then we're going to put the other cutting plate on, Now, the helpful part that I have learned over the years from watching different YouTubers is you have to put a shim on top to make it just a tiny bit tighter. So I am going to, oh, let's get that out of the way so I don't move it around, and slowly, I'm feeling the resistance. So let's get that. There we go. A lot of times they take the whole thing out and bring it back to the front. Now, let's see. Turn it upside down. Let's take a look. Oh, that looks much better. Can you see? Much better. Okay, now let's see if this will pop out a little easier. Okay. Now, you know what I will do, I think? I will take my little roller thing and, oh, now look at the little pieces flying. You know those little pieces that are part of the design that are not, they're supposed to come out when you pop out the flower or whatever it is. They will come out much easier when you use that little tool. And then you have the little scraps here that I'm just gonna put in the wastebasket. Okay, oh, missed one or two. Let's see, get that out there. Okay, very good. Okay, now I'm done with the scrap, so I'm gonna toss it. And let's see, what else can we do? Got my cutting plate. Now, the top is now the bottom because it's just easier that way. I think what I'll do is I will cut this one, and I think I'll cut it on this scrap here. Now, I'm going to learn my lesson. I am going to put a shim on here right away because I want it to work from the beginning, to cut well from the beginning. Okay, now I'm going to go a little faster until I feel it resist. Up, there we go. Now we're going to go a little slower. And here we go. Okay. There we go. Now, turn it all the way upside down. And by the way, when I turn it upside down, I also flip it up. Maybe not quite the best cut, so we're going to do it again. Okay, take out the shim. And sometimes if you put it on a different part of the cutting plate, it works better too. So I'm going to put it on this side and put my shims on. And we're going to go until I feel it resist, and then I'm going to slow it down. There we go. Okay, turn it off. Okay, let's see. Oh, that looks much better. Look at that. I'll take off the die, and I think that piece is history, so I'm going to toss that. And I think I'll just go ahead and, but I first of all better take it out of the die. Maybe I don't need to use the thing. Oh, yep, I do. There's a little bit here that could be loosened up. Okay, there we go. Isn't that pretty? I love that. If you've been watching me a little while now, you'll know that I love florals. That's just something I love. And let's see. I'm gonna take a look at these and compare it to the mason jar. And what I might do is when I put them on the, let's get going the right way. When I put them on the card front, I may have a couple and then maybe have one kind of behind there. We'll see. Okay, so I think we're done with the embossing folder. So I'm going to move this out of the way and I'll clean that stuff up later because you don't want to watch me do that. Boring, boring, boring. Okay, now I've got kind of a mess I need to clean up as I go. And the wind is really, like I said earlier, the wind is really going and it's starting to get cloudy. So if my lighting is off, you'll know why. Oh, I don't want to put it away. Hang on, hang on, hang on. I have to show you something else I want to do today that's part of this card. Remember I told you this layer that I had here? We are going to use this embossing folder. This is a beautiful embossing folder, and I don't remember who made it, but the whole idea is you put, okay, you've got a side that's raised and a side that's indented, and for the life of me, I cannot remember which one is which. So I'm going to just put this card in here. Now, there is what you call a different sandwich when it comes to embossing. And I'm going to take this plate off, and I'm going to put this plate on. That came actually with my machine. And it has these different layers that can be moved. They're connected by a hinge. But anyway, so this top part is just for cutting paper and simple, like thin dies. And then we have the next one where you have all these instructions for all these different kinds. And one of them is a 3D textured impression embossing folder, or a textured impressions embossing folder. And honestly, I don't know which one, and this one is something different yet. So do you see these diagrams? They give you the order of what you're supposed to put on. So like for this, a regular embossing folder that like on a card, not a panel, you've got your plate on the bottom here, then your cutting plate, then your card base inside your embossing folder, and then your top cutting plate, and then you roll it through. So we are going to try it this way to see, because I really can't remember which sandwich, and that's what they call it, a sandwich. Which one goes with what? So I'm going to try this, okay? And then the top cutting plate. And if it's too tight, I'll know it's not the right sandwich. And if it goes through really easily and doesn't leave much of an impression, I will also know it's the wrong sandwich. So here we go. Let's see. Okay, I think this is the wrong one. It's very, very tight. So now we have to look at this again. And, okay, it's not that. Oh, there's a silicone rubber and impressions pad. Okay, let me try it this way then. I have my rubber mat over here. So we've got, I think that's the, I don't know what that is. Okay, let's just try it. We're going to try it like this, and then we're going to put the card, and now we're going to do the impression plate, and let's see how it goes. And this, I hope I got everything lined up right. Okay, whoop, take this out, and then I can pull that out, and let's see how we did. So you ready? Okay, now I just realized that I did have it going the right direction. So this is the side that you want on the top if you want the design to actually be raised. Can you see that? See if I can get it closer. That is the raised part, and it's beautiful. If you wanted it to be the other way, this is how it would look, obviously. I think that would be called debossed. One is, yeah, debossed I think is the back side. So we are going to move this out of the way, and I'm gonna, sorry about the clatter, get this out of the way. I will pick up the mess when I'm all done filming, so let me get this out of the way here. All right, now we have our card base, and we are going to take this, and we're going to glue it on the front, okay? And I have my Lawn Fawn glue again. I'm trying to use this up I love my Barely Arts glue that I've used for a while, and also my, oh, what's the other one? That's like a quick drying glue. I can't remember. It escapes me. But I'm just going to kind of warm this up a little bit in my hands. And then we are going to glue this panel onto the card base. All right, hopefully this glue will work well. Oh yes, it's working great. Whoops, I'm being a little messy. Sorry about that. Okay, all right, now I want it going that way, a little glue on the edge. So let me see if I got this cardstock going the right way. When you open it, when you open up a card, a homemade card, there's one edge that's just slightly, sticks out just slightly more. And that's the side you want to front, because it helps the person get the card open a little easier. So I'm going to just kind of hold my hands on that. Oops, my glue is leaking out. We don't want that to make a mess. I won't put the cap on too hard, but okay, so this is what we have so far, is white on white. All right, now here we have our mason jar, and we have these florals. Okay, now like I said, I think I'll probably put a couple kind of inside the vase, so I'll tuck them there, and then I'll lay one kind of in the back, maybe like this. What do you think of that? That look good? And I also have the sentiment, prayers and hugs, because like I said, it is a sympathy card for friends of ours from church who's, it's his mom that passed away. And so I'm going to put that somewhere on the card here. Maybe I'll put it up here on top. I think what I should do is glue that first, because that might be easier to work around than putting the sentiment on afterwards. Okay, so I'm going to put it up here. See if I can get it even. Okay, give it a nice little press here so it'll start sticking. Now when you glue onto a raised area like an embossed area, you need to give it a little more time to set, because it's not like a full flat surface that the glue can adhere to, you know, all the way across. It only has pockets that are raised, and the rest of it is recessed. So you just really want to be mindful of that when you put it on. Okay, now I think I'm going to put the flowers on kind of, let's see, like this. And then I'll put on the mason jar. What do you think of that? I think I better put it down so that you can't see them, because you'll only, in real life, you'd only be able to see the flowers from the top. So, I mean, they'd be sticking out from the top. Oh, I think I have that backwards. There you go. That would be awkward if it wasn't right. Okay, what do you think of that? I think that's good. Okay, now, I am going to stick the mason jar down first. And I'm going to leave that top open. Whoa, oh my goodness, did you see that? If that would have landed on the glue side down, I would have had a little bit of a mess. Okay, I'm going to put this here, kind of down here, and then I'm going to tuck the flowers in like this, and then we will finish gluing the flowers down. But I want to get the mason jar time to adhere to the embossing part of the card. So, and then we'll do the third one. And you know, we've talked about this before, and I'm sure a lot of you have heard this, that things to our eye are easier to look at when they are in odd numbers. So that's why I'm just doing 3 flowers. And I'm going to stick this behind here. Make sure it doesn't go off the edge, because you know sometimes it's kind of fun to have a design element hanging off the edge, and then maybe you might, you know, cut off the extra, or sometimes even leave it. That happens too. Give it a good press. Okay, now we'll do this one, and we'll get the glue going and get plenty on there so it doesn't. Okay, I'm going to lift that up just a tiny. Okay, and give it a press. And that hopefully will be good for the vase. And then we'll put that third one, this other one right here, we'll put down on kind of like the table, something. A lot of people, card makers, and you know, these are the ones, I'm not including myself in this because I just haven't had that much experience, but some people like to do what's called grounding. And so they will put like something that looks like a shelf or a table or ground, like grass, for something to rest on. And that's called grounding your elements. So I see I got a little bit of glue on my nail, easily taken care of. Okay, now the lighting is terrible, guys. I'm just telling you, it's really cloudy. It may start to rain here pretty soon. I don't know. Okay, what do you think? Look good? You like that? Okay, now we could stop here. We could stop here, and it would be a beautiful white on white card. One thing I have done in the past on some white on white cards is I've taken what's called Wink of Stella. Basically, it's like a glittery pen, a pen that has, oh shoot, where are my words today? It's like a pen that you squeeze out and it leaves this shimmery, wet area that dries, and it's really, really pretty. I think my Wink of Stella pen is getting kind of empty, so I don't think I'll try it today because it might ruin things. But there you go. There's the white on white sympathy card, and of course I could stamp something in here, and I don't know. And I forgot the finish. Let's get this done here. Stamp my handcrafted with love, because I do love my card making, and everything I make is quote unquote made with love, because I love doing it, and I love the people I give the cards to. There we go. It's slightly wonky, but you know what? Better than horrible, right? Okay, so there's my handcrafted with love stamp, and I will put my name on the back. Okay, guys, here you go. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you give this a try and like the video if you liked it. Please comment and give me an idea of where you're from, and share this if you know anybody who might enjoy seeing a card making video. So, okay, take care, guys. Bye.